Take it easy. Yes. They just keep coming.
Here comes...
Leave this. I'll be sure to put on a good show. Let's go! Let's light it up! Quietly now. No, my sword! Rain cutter!
Goes Bishop down!
I'm going in!
Fire hazard! Here comes another wave! When are they ever gonna let up?
Things are about to get dicey. Gotcha! No, my sword! Let me weave you a verb.
Time for a light show! The creature stopped appearing.
What we fought just now was probably the aftermath.
Well fought, everyone. No injuries, I hope.
Huh? Who are you?
Ah, my apologies. I haven't had a chance to greet you yet. I am the chief of Aru Village.
Sir, I am also...
I can't... Besides, Sans...
So, Irminsul's
Everything in the
Everyone in Aru, speak.
village keeper?
Does your curiosity know no bound? Most of them are scholars who... The Academia believes that their crazed mutterings may have a negative effect on the psyche.
Alas, but no one in the village...
I've had encounters with those people in the past.
The mantra, the...
Mock me if you will, but if you are guilty, I will eliminate you, regardless of my position or identity.
Oh, you're the former General Maham...
Is it because you're reminded of Hypatia? Oh, these poor scholars. First they lose their sanity, but, is it really a good idea to tag along with Sino?
I'll be grateful. Let's start by finding a...
Take it easy.
Although I've sent myself into exile, I'm still doing essentially the same things as before. Do you still have any questions for me before we start our investigation? One of my former subordinates told me that the Academia, when mad scholars initially, Aru Village was struck suddenly, despite the power after that.
The soft green light? A mad scholar protecting Aru Village? What do you make of it, Traveler? Paimon thinks so too.
In theory,
Oh, no wonder.
if you are able to... So, what do you really?
What?
No, Lesser Lord the Academia, in addition.
No way! Nahida definitely...
I've spent many years interrogating
Good! Then you should know that we're...
That look in your eyes. I've never seen that from a lie. How can this to think?
Alright, now it's art, but easier. Excuse me, art... Huh?
By the sounds of it, a resident of this village.
My name is Isak.
Is your grandpa...
Hey, don't say that. Grandpa?
The person you're referring to is not a local. Yet you are.
Grandpa is just... I heard everything you said to the village.
Ah, so you're the one who was eavesdropping on us around the village chief's house. I was planning to go out and take care of whoever it was. But I had a vague feeling that they didn't harbor any ill intent.
Whoa. Sorry. I was only listening in because I wanted to know where Grandpa went. Honest. If you don't believe me, you can ask Miss King.
All right. But first, let's confirm the facts with Candace.
Take it easy.
Sino is super vigilant. Is this what all the Matra are like?
Ah, you're back already.
We just wanted to confirm something with you. Do you know a boy by the name of Isak?
I had a feeling he'd go looking for you.
Huh? You knew this would happen?
Yes. Although he tried his best to stay hidden, I still noticed him eavesdropping outside the window. He really wants to get his grandfather back. Isak's parents were both Aramite mercenaries who, unfortunately, later. However, one summer night, so Grandpa, the next morning, it said that the Isak was thrilled.
All this somehow...
Perhaps. It's also
Maybe the people have always had a considerate god watching over them.
Huh?
No, nothing.
Perhaps you are more...
Hey, Isak! Oh, it's you guys! We've cleared everything... Really?
All right.
Good roll. All right, maybe I'll take one more day off. And knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling up to it.
Excuse me,
You mean the village? When I was eating dinner? Anything?
The scholars that have... Don't change this.
Right, but honestly,
do you also...
Grandpa, it still feels... Well, what...
Gotcha!
Sir?
Oh, the last time.
Oh, yeah.
I've known you since.
Wow.
Okay.
Huh? Don't say anything. Let's head over there. Listen, see if you can.
Have you heard? Yes, of course I have. King Deshret is the one and only true. Still, haven't you noticed? Delavar was saying that many people. Isn't it a? Huh. Exactly.
Now, repeat everything you've just said.
Huh? Who are you?
My patience is running thin. You heard what I asked.
Yeah, bro, this guy's something else. Let's not get on his. Oh, okay, good sir. What is it you would like to know?
Tell me about King.
Well, I only know a few things. Hey, it's true. It's all true, sir. We desert folk have had more than enough of those people at the Academy. Would you want to live like Delavar also said?
Is that.
Seems like. Please don't.
The people here really like King Deshret, but dislike the Dendro Archon.
Where is the.
I haven't run into him over the past.
No, not.
Sounds like you're not too.
No, of course.
I have many. So you'd best don't do anything.
Yes.
That scared Paimon half to death. Sino is pretty terrifying. He didn't try to reassure us at all.
I heard that.
Sorry.
It's part of being a mach. The rumor we heard just now seems like very well.
Isak!
I'm.
Where's your grandpa's house?
Well, I can take you.
Take it easy.
Grandpa? Oh, he likes to be alone. Sometimes he stares at the sky in a daze, and other times he just pokes at the ground with his fingers. Every now and then, he yells out at the top of his lungs, so a lot of people are really scared of him. But he's a good person, really. I know he is. I swear, he's just like my real grandpa. This is where
There sure isn't much here.
No.
Incense? Please don't, but are you okay? Are you getting dizzy or need to lie down?
There's a scent that you can sense, but I can't.
A certain traveler?
So,
Huh? You know him?
yes.
Wait, surely Tainari didn't lecture.
No. No need. Did you first encounter this scent at Tainari's house? In the forest. From a sky.
What are you looking for, Sino?
Here it is. Take a look right here. Although the trace from the size and shape, the scent is quite faint. but still extant. The footprints head in that direction.
But who would come looking?
We'd have to ask whoever lured him away with the incense.
Huh? So you can lure someone away with just a scent? Hey! What's...
Exactly. Even deep within the clutches.
No,
So, someone's taking advantage of their weakness? Huh. Still, why would anyone want to abduct all the scholars? Are the rumors really true? Could the disappearance of all the mad scholars have something to do with the radicals?
It's highly likely.
please. You have to save my grandpa.
Sounds like we'd better...
Let's head to Aru Village and inform Candace and the others.
Right.
We're back, Candace! We've got a lot to tell...
Ah, welcome back.
Sound.
Oh, dear!
You bet.
Reasonably.
I'll hate them didn't go with you?
We haven't seen him...
Huh.
Did you find out in... I see.
The resurrection of King Deshret? First I've heard of it. Far as I know, the kind of incense you just mentioned is only popular beyond the wall. Scholars are fond of it. Not to mention it seems someone...
Makes sense.
So what...
If it was any other, didn't you say that the villager...
If Paimon remembers correct...
Ah, yeah. Delavar, the scar-riddled... These guys have one thing in common, and that's being broke. The rougher life gets, the more they want to believe in King Deshret. Way they see it, King Deshret's resurrection... Throwing all of Sumeru into chaos is the only way to change the way of life here in the desert. Anyway,
Tia! You're amazing! You really know...
no merc can afford to slack off on gathering intelligence. Every more I've spent in the tavern has been a valuable investment.
Let's head out.
Now hold on. Aru Village is not a big place. Outsiders stand out. The desert is compared to you, mercs like me are just third-rate amateurs. I've got no actual fighting skill. I need to go around and ask some questions, but it'll be difficult if you're with me.
Fine.
Good. Then we've got a plan. The Traveler and Paimon will go to Caravan Rebot with me, and we'll try our best to figure out where the mad scholars have been taken. Sino, you'll have to stay in the village and...
All right! Sounds like a plan!
I got a new letter from an informant.
Well, here we are again!
Sounds like you're starting to get familiar with the area.
Paimon's amazed every time we see the wall of Samiel. How can a wall this tall...
I know what you mean. I had the same. Also, why is this high wall here? And can a wall really? It was only after I grew up that I realized. The wall. Sumeru were cheap labor. Even if a child from the desert got the chance to obtain an Akasha terminal, Almost all their requests for knowledge would be denied. Geniuses like...
That's...
I would tear down this wall with my own hands if I could.
Hey,
No, besides,
yep, we got...
shh! Caravan Rebot is crawling with people, so be careful. Our mission started the moment we arrived. Let's go check out the tavern.
Take it easy.
Just our luck.
You mean, you don't...
Dia, is that you? What a coincidence. You here for a drink too?
Zaki.
Oh, and who do you have with you here? Guests from another land? Hello!
Anyway,
Absolutely.
yeah. Have you seen...
Of course I have.
I've got a...
Ah.
Hey, keep it down. Let's just say I prefer to keep...
Yes. How can...
Take it easy.
Are we there yet?
Yep.
This place is practically deserted. What are they doing in a place like this?
Why don't you take a guess? Go on. A wild stab in the dark.
Oh no! It's an ambush!
What's this all about, Zaki?
Come on, Dia. You really think we didn't hear about what you said back in Aru Village? The boys have kept a close eye on you from the moment you set foot there. Not only do I know that you're looking for Delavar, I also know that you've teamed up with people from the Academia to look for the missing scholars.
So, you've been watching us from the very beginning?
Uh-oh. I knew leaving Sino behind was a mistake!
And you left the strongest one in the village, didn't you? Who do you think you are? You really thought we'd fall for your little business deal nonsense?
So you and Delavar have been partners all along.
Dia, I guess it's only natural for a traveling mercenary like you to be out of the loop. Those of us who hang around the tavern have stronger bonds than you think. But you got one thing right. We're all looking forward to an uprising in Sumeru. There's nothing more we'd like to see than the desert folk overthrowing the Academia.
If that's the case, then I'm sure Delavar wouldn't miss a second.
I'll be honest with you. If it weren't for what you said in...
Delavar. And Enger, you're here too, huh?
Long time no see, Miss Mercenary. You should have known the traitors are what us followers of King Deshret despise the most.
Dia, I thought that you, a fellow desert dweller, would understand why King Deshret is greater than the Dendro Archon. Little did I know, you don't deserve to join us.
Yeah, gee, what a missed opportunity. Adopting radical views and kidnapping innocent scholars, all because of some baseless...
See? There you have it. Mercenary.
You're not wrong.
Enough talking! Get him!
Just as I expected. Let's teach him a lesson, traveler.
Following orders.
Chuck busted. Rain outlines your fate. Huh?
Everybody stand back!
Here comes the catch. Witness the power of Guhua.
Fire hazard!
Impossible! How could you?
So, What do you think about your meticulous network now? I'm guessing you're in. And of course, you would. Even though you. That so called flame? That's what you thought. And you were stupid enough to fall for it. I figured as much the first time we drank together. Okay, that should be all of them.
Whoa! So you've been planning this since we were in Aru Village?
No task can be done without.
Oh!
Those two who were snooping around were just a couple small fries. If we want to get the real catch, we have to be patient and.
Oh! You mean.
That's just a bunch of drunk talk. Edgar and alcohol.
What about.
He's just a numbskull who fell right into our trap. Zaki was probably the best hidden of them all. My initial plan was to find Delavar first, and then try to track. That's what you wanted to.
Wait! So.
No, he.
Wow!
Ah, you're too.
So. About how mercenary.
Does that bother you? What makes you so sure?
Dia? Do you
You two are pretty sharp. No, I don't have anything against the Dendro Archon. I've heard a lot of nice. Dunyarzad's just an ordinary. I've begun to realize, but I see through it all.
Dia?
Anyway, look. This should be all of them. I'll let you take it from here.
All right. I'll be in touch. Until then, please stand by.
Candace, do you need any help?
Candace will be okay on her own. I trust her, so you can too. She's been guarding Aru Village for quite some time now. If anyone is qualified to question the offenders, it's her.
While I'm questioning them, why don't you pass some time by exploring the area?
I'll meet you back here tomorrow morning, Traveler. As for these idiots, let's just hope they live to see another day.
Fireworks are for now, but friends are forever.
You heard the question. Now answer me.
Hey, Dia!
Right on time.
Paimon's been wondering. You seem to know Candace pretty well. Have you been friends for a long time?
We've known each other for some time now. She's a pretty interesting person.
Oh, Paimon!
Yep, us mercs on the...
Well, Paimon...
Really?
Oh, Simon!
Yes. I was here yesterday to help out a little.
To help out? By doing what?
Sharing some interrogation.
Oh! You mean you taught...
Right.
Come on in, everyone.
Come on, let's go inside.
Candace, where... Whoa, you look furious.
Do I? Huh. What gave it away?
Oh, there's no mask that can hide true bloodlust. Cover up your eyes, and it'll still show itself at the corners of your mouth.
Perhaps I need to work on my composure. Still, it's...
Yes, please.
Well, looks like Sino taught her well.
You fear death yourselves. Yet the ones you call mad scholars are known to us as the Village Keepers. They are vital members of our community, and some even count them as family. You come here to my village, and you treat my people as nothing more than stepping stones towards your goal. Tell me.
Mercy!
You've made your bed.
We may all be desert dwellers, but the people of Aru Village, a war would only cause a...
We understand. I'll tell you everything I know, please. Just let us...
I'm listening.
You might not believe this, but it wasn't us who came up with this idea. Someone was spreading rumors in the tavern. That's how we ended up hearing about King Deshret's resurrection. Some mystery man told us that mad scholars will make the perfect sacrifice to usher in King Deshret's resurrection. They give their lives, and we can get anything we wish for.
They're called Village Keepers. Slip up again, and you'll regret it.
Yes, sorry. It was all that mystery man's doing. He told us to spread the word about King Deshret's resurrection and talked us into helping him. In return, he said he'll help facilitate the resurrection process. I'm not sure.
That's one.
Huh? One what?
Strike. You get a total of 3. Then, you die by my hand.
Wait, I'm telling the truth. We don't know anything. It was all him. He got us to lure them out of their houses in the night with some kind of incense. We take them to a junction outside the village. Then the mystery... You gotta believe me, please. I'm telling the truth, I swear. Just ask them if you don't believe me.
That was indeed the truth. Traveler, go on.
You have to believe me. If I knew that, I would have told you his name right away. I'm not risking another beating to keep his secrets. No way. That guy, he wears a cloak, and he's always careful to cover his face. He calls himself King Deshret's envoy.
I believe I may know what's going on.
Uncle Anpu.
Smooth.
Okay, speak.
If my suspicions are correct, this mystery man they speak of could be from the Some time ago, it strikes me now.
Which means it's highly likely that they were the one.
Not the academia again.
Just as I thought. But what could they want with the Village Keepers?
People are nothing but tools in the eyes of the academia. A change in their plans likely means... Regardless.
You're right.
Time to go.
Yes.
You got it.
All right.
Let's meet back here. Let's get some food in us. Where did you...
Well, as you can see, I am merely sitting here and reviewing what we have deduced thus far.
You were gone for ages, and now you're suddenly sitting here musing to yourself? What? Hey, what?
You never think things through before asking questions. I'm giving you some time to make up for that.
Paimon's so mad! Paimon's gonna give you an there's just nothing super obvious to pick with this guy. It makes it so hard.
Well, you've heard nothing to suggest I left this whole time. So clearly, I stayed in the village to investigate. Anyway, you plan to leave Aru Village and keep searching for the truth of this matter. Yep.
Yep. Enough with the silent treatment!
No. I'm just surprised that you decided to team up with him.
Alhaitham, you haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aru Village. Bold of you to question our choices.
Yeah, you're a...
While you were investigating, I had my own work to do, which I've now finished.
To be honest, we aren't really a team, so I have no obligation to inform you of my whereabouts. Not to mention that going separate ways allowed me to find some important information that you all had missed.
Huh? Right here in the village?
Correct.
What did you learn?
I'm going to take you to someone. But before that, you need to understand where she's coming from.
What does that mean?
How do you think the residents of Aru Village feel about what we're doing? In other words, do you truly believe every single word the villagers tell us?
You mean some of them lied to us?
Hiding the truth does not necessarily equate to lying. Again, these people have their reasons. Remember what Candace said? Most people in Aru Village don't necessarily care which deity is in charge of Sumeru. That's because by contrast, the perils of their daily lives are ever-present concerns. They won't simply share everything they know with you without good reason. That's why you believed there was no further information to be found in this village. Glad you're following along. Among those you have talked, the reason being...
Those eyes. Those fierce eyes. You look like a real fighter.
Don't change the
It's quite obvious that she's intimidated by Sino's authority and strength.
Right. You were asking about the Mad Scholars.
She corrected herself mid-sentence because she's aware that there are King Deshret fanatics in the village. If she sounds too friendly towards the village keepers, she could easily make herself the radicals' next target.
I think it's been a few days since I last saw them. I usually go to bed pretty early, so I'm not too familiar with what goes on at night.
Remember? She made a point of denying her involvement in anything that occurs at night.
But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them. Even though they act a little strange.
After speaking to the village chief, it became clear that the village keepers had protected Aru Village at night. In other words, the young miss was very much awake during that time.
Then what?
By getting involved with an outsider, she risks drawing unwanted attention to herself. As for why she might be so wary about all this,
I'll pass on this one. You said that she is afraid of me. If so, it's best if I stay out of this.
We're on it!
Off we go!
Miss Shawnee, as we discussed earlier, I've brought someone with me.
Mr. Alhaitham, I'm aware of where you stand, but how can I make sure that your friends think the same as you?
Huh? What do you mean?
Go ahead and talk to her. You'll get the answers you want. Go on. Earn her trust.
Is it really that simple?
May I call you hi, Traveler. Do you think the resurrection of King Deshret can truly change Sumeru for the better? Why's that? That's very similar to what Miss Candace says. Before, I wouldn't even have Traveler. Do you believe our lives will get better?
Yeah! But even so, we have friends in...
I want to trust you. My apologies for posing my questions like that. To be honest,
Alhaitham told us you have...
the fact is that I'm... Some believe in the Dendro Archon, while
Speaking of which...
Yeah, slowly, I just stopped talking to people. And then it happened. The village...
You can tell them. I'm sure he'll keep your secret.
All right, I'll tell you what I told Alhaitham. I actually have a sharper sense of hearing than most. Sometimes, I hear perhaps. I'm not sure. It used to be louder and more...
I confirmed this with the guards on night duty. They also have someone with a good ear, and he's heard similar sounds at night. But, because we're in the middle of a desert, he would rather believe that they are the cries of beasts than ghosts.
There's really no...
I think they used to use it for treating Elazar, but it's been abandoned for years.
Yeah, let's go.
I call treasure.
Ooh, is this the place? Ah! Monsters! Watch out!
Rain outlines your fate. Let me weave you a verse. No! Teamwork is dreamwork! Game's up. Fun's over.
A festive reprise!
Time for a light show.
Quietly now. Witness the power of Goliath.
Going in.
Here comes the catch.
Here come the fireworks. Fire hazard.
They were easier to deal with than He looks super serious. We gotta stay on our A game too.
This is the one. Let's go in and... Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to burn. Until then, I'm taking a break.
And just like that, he sits down. Wait, he even brought a book to read? What are you reading? Let Paimon...
Okay, sure.
Huh? The natural position, which is the positional propensity of an entity in natural motion in contrast with an object in forced motion? Huh? When free from external influences, every entity displays the tendency to follow its natural trajectory?
So, you got that?
Oh, Paimon gives up. You keep reading your book. See ya! How is he so relaxed? Look at him, reading an impossible book in a creepy place like this. Hey, what good is that gonna do for you? You're acting like one of those annoying grown-ups who go around nagging. Hey, what gives? Shouldn't you be the one providing for Paimon? Oh, right. Thank you for working so hard. Thank you. Paimon's getting so sleepy. Huh? What was that sound?
There it is. It's coming from that direction.
Is the sound coming from here? Huh. Paimon's not seeing anything.
It's from below.
But there's...
Something is off about the interior here. As I thought. There's...
Whoa. It's like they tucked in... Oh, it looks like there are other mechanisms.
Busted. No, my sword. Rain outlines your fate.
Time for a light show.
I'll ensure your safety.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Huh? Game's up. Fun's over. Gotcha.
Holy Amber, help! Fly!
Fire hazard.
May knowledge. Time to.
Look, there's someone over there. Good idea. Let's approach.
Wait. You're...
He can't. Also, why is he the only one?
Didn't expect to see him here.
You know him?
He's Razak, a senior of mine at the Academia.
He's a scholar too? Is he the kind that holds up in a.
No. And that's the problem. Razak was never involved in any of those things. He never trained in the forest, let alone reach Satyavada life. Leaving that question aside for the moment, him being here alone means that we might be too late. Looks like they've already taken everyone away. For whatever reason, they left Razak here. Perhaps they simply didn't have time to come back for him. There are drag marks on the ground. They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was forcefully drawing a cart that was loaded with something heavy.
Loaded?
That is one possibility. It looks like they were in a hurry, as if they were afraid of being caught. The symptoms are identical. Looks like we found living proof.
Huh? Why do you say.
Allow me to jog your memory. Recall your time at Port Ormos. Don't you think his symptoms look familiar?
Oh! Now that you mention.
Correct. The Academia is behind all of this. It isn't difficult to deduce their rationale.
First, the Academia spread a false rumor of King Deshret's resurrection.
Emphasizing the role of the village keepers, the mad scholars who were exiled to Aru village. These rumors were all the persuasion that the radicals needed, and those based in Aru village leapt into action. Unbeknownst to them, of course, through rounding up the scholars, as well as being able to exploit the radicals for their own ends, this scheme has one further advantage to the Academia.
All the risks and responsibilities are offloaded onto King Deshret's. Life for the desert dwellers has been brutal ever since King Deshret's death all those years ago.
But many would give everything they have for the prospect of something better. And
Even if complications arise, people will see that
the notion of an Academia plot wouldn't even cross their minds.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense, but there's still one.
Throughout this process, one thing has changed. First, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics. After that, they were exiles. And finally, they become missing persons. An exile is still patently a living, breathing human being. But when someone becomes a missing person, that is brought into question. If you can't find someone, you have no way of knowing what exactly happened to them. That makes missing people an ideal resource.
Resource?
One possibility is that the information in their brains could be extracted into knowledge.
Extracted? You mean, can't knowledge come?
With the technology of the Sumeru Academia, perhaps the process caused them great suffering, which is why they cry out in the dead of night when no one is watching them.
So, the human brain... Nope, nah, Paimon doesn't want to think about...
I'm the Academia scribe, after all. I'm familiar with their projects. Anyway, judging by Razak's state, the contents of a divine knowledge capsule were extracted from his mind. But something went wrong in the process. Or perhaps his curiosity got the better of him, and he used such a capsule for himself.
Paimon's a little confused. Can they just use anyone's...
The look on your face tells me you've realized the answer. That's right. To some scholars, gaining knowledge about the gods is their entire life's pursuit. Extracting canned knowledge is just one of the extreme measures they turn to. However, I can't help but the Academia is going out of their way to look for forbidden knowledge. But what is their... I've spent quite some time trying to analyze the contents of the divine knowledge capsule, but...
You mean, you're not even slightly interested in getting your hands on the...
All scholars seek to expand the horizons of knowledge, but I'm not particularly interested in gods, so I don't share their degree of zealotry. Extracting information from people as if they were lifeless objects? If this is the direction of academic progress, then the Academia may as well shut its doors.
Sounds like you're really against all this.
Of course. The Academia's actions run contrary to their rules. Whether it be academics or knowledge, everything this matter needs to be corrected. Just like fixing a typo in a book.
Wait, didn't you step in to help because you felt sympathy for those poor people?
Not to be callous, but no. There is no shortage of suffering.
Probably not. But...
You can say that. The divine knowledge capsule is something...
Paimon's been wanting to say this for a while. There are a lot of bad guys in the...
Though I must say, I quite enjoy this feeling of being the odd one out. Uniqueness is also an asset.
Wow, that's a great way to...
I'm just a more likable person than her in general. There's nothing more to it than that. He won't last long if we leave him here. Let's take him with us. We'll work out our next step after we return to Aru Village.
We're back!
You must be tired. You should rest and take some water.
What's the situation?
Unfortunately, somebody who's too young to take on the role of Isak's grandfather.
So, at one point in time,
Yep, pretty much.
their plan must have been implemented at some point before we arrived at Aru Village. Yet,
We may have a mole and one of us could be secretly
Huh?
Looks like none of you have realized wherein lies the issue. Sino, you're the reason why they can predict our movements.
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
choose your next words fair.
It is simply a logical inference.
So what you're saying is... Sino's the mole. Interesting. And here I thought you were the most suspicious one, Alhaitham. since you were always acting alone.
I know. You have a point. But I realized something as we were returning from the hospital. Sino isn't like any of us.
What are you trying to say?
Do you still remember who you are, General Mahamatra? As a Matra, you are no doubt privy to certain kinds of information. Before you can take action against someone, you are required to have all the facts available, including the less than savory details. Simply put, the academia has traditionally allowed you access to a wealth of sensitive information. Knowing their modus operandi, wouldn't you expect them to take precautions against you? If you want to raise a vicious wolf, you need to make sure that you can avoid its bite.
The academia is monitoring me?
It's not that simple. The academia has eyes all over Sumeru, but they have a special protocol for dealing with you. Every so often comes a Nyagarbaha Day. On this day, the academia enters new information into the Akasha through knowledge capsules. I remember seeing a thick notebook next to the control panel once. Its contents were all about the General Mahamatra, his activities throughout the day, preferred methods of enacting judgment, everything.
You're saying that the academia entered my information into the Akasha too? But what's the point in doing that? My actions aren't important enough to be added into the Akasha.
The Akasha is capable of computation. The Akasha's algorithms are entirely capable of predicting your movements using the data entered. When you would depart, the route you would follow, your destination. It knew all of this.
It predicted my every move.
The academia has been watching you longer than you think. However, the fact that you resigned is proof that their suspicions were well-founded.
So that's how it is. Sino adheres to his principles so strongly that he's actually a thorn in their side. Tenacity of will and steadfast faith are worthless to the academia. Sino, don't take it to heart. This just proves how much of a trustworthy ally you are.
They escaped because of me.
Don't blame yourself. It's not like any of us would have known.
I have an idea. If they predicted my movements, then I might be able to guess where they went.
Whoa, you bounced back fast.
There is always an opportunity for safety after danger passes.
Oh, so that's how it is! Paimon gets it now. If the academia is trying to avoid Sino, then the safest place would be... Yep, that's right!
They'll want to proceed in the direction opposite of where I'm going. I must go.
There's also something I want to investigate.
Let's go, guys! After him!
Please, wait! I want to go too!
You want to go too? If so, you have to promise you'll stay safe.
I want to find Grandpa.
Everyone, I leave him in your hands.
Yay! Let's go! Remember to pack some food with you. Paimon feels...
Time to act.
So, where do we go from here?
Yes. After leaving the village, we should head straight toward the desert.
I know the desert like the back of my hand.
Is that because you play here a lot?
Yep. One time, Grandpa almost got lost in the desert. But I was the one who brought him back.
Adventure time.
There's something here. What's this?
It's buried in the sand.
And Paimon's not running work. Okay.
These are likely fragments of an Academia-developed device, something akin to a headset. Looks like there were more than one village keeper. They must have been escorted this way because there are device fragments scattered around here. Let's split up and search the area.
Is this what we're searching for?
This is definitely a device used to...
How did it end up buried in the sand? That can't have been part of the plan. They must have been attacked along the way.
Wait, what?
Grandpa, I hope you're okay.
Don't worry, your grandpa's gonna be—
Razak didn't display any signs of starvation or dehydration, which means that they left fairly recently.
We should be able to catch...
One more thing. Given that the device had been entirely covered by sand, I believe the attack must have happened prior to the sandstorm.
Let's keep going. They can't have gone...
Ugh, but running on sand is so tiring.
But you're flying, aren't you, Paimon? Is flying over sand tiring too?
Ugh, of course it is.
Voices, over there. It sounds like an argument.
Whoa, you have really good ears.
Don't get any closer. They'll notice us.
Dia's talking with the Eremites? Very interesting. Let's listen in.
If you had informed me sooner, there'd be plenty of room for us to...
You're one of us. We would never lie.
Scholars. You don't know as much as I do.
Hi.
Dia? Why would you... Dia!
Hey, what are you doing?
Huh?
Didn't you say you'd help me find Grandpa? Why are you on their side?
Well, look who's here. Ain't that something?
This complicates things.
You've betrayed Aru village?
So, this is the great... Dear, you'd be better off as my assistant than hanging around with this motley crew. Seen for yourself. I have the means and methods, and my ideals are far more admirable than theirs.
I'm not the type that's easily swayed, Raman. You of all people should know that.
Wait, what's going on, Dia? Whose side are you on here?
Shut it, Paimon.
It doesn't matter. Whichever side you pick, nothing can deter us from the grand mission of resurrecting King Deshret. Once our Lord of Old returns to this land, we will have a new beginning.
Face the facts, Raman. It's not gonna happen. You should understand that more than anyone. Have all your years as a merc taught you nothing about placing hopes in a ruler?
I'm a desert dweller and a proud follower of King Deshret.
It's not too late yet. The village mad scholars aren't gonna bring King Deshret back to life.
You don't understand, my dear lady. Pursuing our faith is our purpose in life.
Even if it'll expose you to the Academia? Even if they end up disbanding the Eremites? Your Eremites, which you've worked so hard for all these years?
Yes. We've waited a long time for this day to come. With these scholars in our custody, we'll...
Ridiculous. Think about it. The Academia controls the entirety of Sumeru. Your powers are negligible in comparison. If you still don't believe me, then try asking these two men. They're also against the Academia, but neither of them are as arrogant as you are.
They look more like pawns of the Academia to me. Why would I listen to anything the people of Greater Lord Rukkhadevada have to say? Filthy traitors. Your god abandoned all honor and betrayed King Deshret. We desert dwellers will never trust the likes of you.
It's impossible to communicate with someone so hostile. Perhaps we should.
Do you really believe that by kidnapping the scholars, you'll be able to negotiate with the Academia? These people have no value as bargaining chips, but I could be persuaded to take their place as your next hostage. These scholars were exiled from the Academia. I, on the other hand, am their current scribe, and will be a much greater asset to you.
Wait, you can't be serious.
So, you want to trade places with the hostages, do you?
Precisely. Any wise person would gladly accept my offer.
What are you thinking? What if they decide to kill you instead?
Well, that would be bad luck for me. However, I'd get the chance to observe the scholars, perhaps even find out the truth.
Think you can talk me over with that confidence?
I'm not trying to persuade you. I'm using this as a means of joining forces against the Academia.
You are the scribe. What do you have against the Academia?
Not all desert dwellers believe in King Deshret, and the same applies to the Academia. Why must all knowledge seekers approve of the Academia's way of doing things?
You Academia scum. Every last one of you is nothing but a hypocrite, just like everyone else on the other side of that wall.
Not so fast. I'll hate them. Do you stand by everything you just said?
I never make empty promises.
You know you're making a dangerous decision, right?
I do.
Good. Raman, hear me out. These people are my friends. Maybe you can't take the followers of the Dendro Archon at their word, but what about me?
We've known each other for years.
In that case, I'm willing to vouch for their honesty with my right arm. Come on, Raman, don't be a coward. If you're serious about taking on the Academia, you need to steel yourself. You can't be a...
An arm from the Flame Mane. You've piqued my interest. But what if you refuse to oblige? What should I do then? No one's a fool here, Dia. We're mercs.
You're not wrong, but this is different. I promised my friends that we'd bring back the Village Keepers together.
Let's do it right here, then. Give me your right arm as proof of your resolve.
Don't listen to him! He's not even—
That's fine.
Are you crazy?
We came here to save lives. One arm for that many people is still a pretty good deal, if you ask me. Raman, I'm holding up my end of the deal here. You'd better not let me down.
Sure. Go ahead and cut off her right arm.
No! Dia! What are you gonna do? Think of something!
You don't have to go this far.
That's not for you to decide.
Do it!
Dia! Run!
Stop!
What's wrong? Can't do it?
Flame Mane, you and I are both desert folk. Cutting off your arm is no different than cutting off my own fingers. Where's the sense in cutting my own kin to pieces? You've shown me that you're serious. Go on now, take your friends and leave. Meet me in the desert at noon tomorrow.
Phew. I was really counting on him not going through with it.
Dia! That was crazy! Have you—
Then I just have to hold my claymore with my left arm. Okay, I'm sorry.
Don't ever make a promise like that again. I can deal with the likes of them. If it came down to it, you would not lose to them either.
I don't doubt it, Sino. But this is about more than me and them. There's a lot more where they came from. Even if we got rid of one bunch of radicals, there are others out there. Wiping them out would do more harm than good.
I'm sorry, Dia. I should have stayed put and—
It's okay. I promised you I'd help find—
Whatever it takes? You just might be scholar material.
Huh? Are you serious?
The Eremites once said that I was a lunatic. Perhaps a little madness is essential to be successful in research.
Why does it feel like he's using his praise for me as an excuse to brag about himself? Okay, let's get moving.
quickly.
Looks like we have everyone here.
I'll watch from a safe distance.
Okay,
Dia, wait.
what's the matter?
I heard that you were quite... Take it easy.
Take adventure time. Busted.
Take it easy.
Quietly now. Off we go.
Take it easy.
Adventure time. Off we go. Adventure time.
They got here before us.
Uh-oh. Is it because Paimon overslept by 5 minutes and held everyone up?
Is everything ready?
Absolutely. Although, you brought fewer people than I imagined.
Bring him over.
Grandpa! Why is there only one of them?
Raman, I've always thought of you as a man of his word. What's this about?
It's a one-for-one exchange. Sounds fair, don't you think? And let me put it this way. Agreeing to any kind of deal with the Dendro Archon's people is already a huge compromise on my part. Don't you think you've asked enough?
You stay right there!
Flamebait! What do you think you're doing?
Grandpa!
Don't you see this blade here?
You coward! Why are your hands shaking?
Wait a second! It's a earthquake!
Paimon's dizzy.
This day's going just great.
What a nuisance.
The sand dune. I saw an energy field. It glowed green with Dendro. Just like you said, it may well have been the remains of Lesser Lord Kusanali's power inside the scholar's body. The Dendro Archon.
Grandpa? Grandpa?
Hey, look around you.
Did there used to be a temple here?
It seems that when the sand dune collapsed, it exposed these underground... The symbols on the gate belong to King Deshret's civilization. This structure must be ancient. It could have been an underground palace in the distant past.
Oh, a miracle. Praise King Deshret!
What's he doing here?
They must have fallen down here with us. Pretty lucky if you ask me. Most of them seem in really bad shape. Except for him. He got off lightly.
Mind your head.
No, this isn't the time for conflict. Our exalted lord has shown us the way to his...
He's a...
As it happens, I want to take a look inside too.
What are you doing?
Don't you think it's curious? 1 minute, Lesser Lord Kusanali's power protects us from harm, and the next, remnants of King Deshret's civilization appear. 2 major deities are vying to showcase their power to us. It would be a shame not to witness them both.
Paimon thought you weren't interested in gods.
Indeed. In my view, gods are just a higher form of living being. Or creature, you could say. New discoveries are always worth investigating. Whether they have anything to do with gods is neither here nor...
Raman, what are you gonna do about your men?
I'll just let them lay here. King Deshret will take care of his people. Right now, I'm going inside.
Take it easy.
It's full of life here. This defies comprehension. It looked completely desolate from the outside.
Yeah, and there's so many plants. It's so pretty.
Sir Rama.
Huh? Are you mocking me? What do you mean?
Interpret it however you want, but there's something I'd like to draw your attention to. While this structure is clearly left over from King Deshret's civilization, the energy that flows in here is that of the Dendro Archon.
Whatever you say. It's not like I have a vision.
There's nothing to be angry about. Think of this as an academic.
It does seem kind of strange. If that's true, then we might have to
Take it easy. I'm going in! Here comes the catch. No, my sword! Body and mind.
Yeah, time for a light show.
Adventure time! Rain cutter! Game's up! Fun's over. Rain outlines your fate.
Fire hazard!
Take it easy. Busted. Everybody stand back! Huh? Here comes the catch. Quietly now. Let's light it up! Let me weave you a verse. Huh? Teamwork is dreamwork!
Goes the ship too! The fuse is lit!
Off we go! Adventure time! Adventure time! Off we go! Huh? Game's up. Fun's over. Gotcha! Rain outlines your fate. Rain cut! Let's light it up! Everybody stand back! A festive reprise! Time for a light show! Adventure time! Off we go! Off we go! Adventure time!
Now that's a sight to see. King Deshret's splendor surrounds us.
There's so much vegetation here. It's different than what I expected.
Sure are a lot of plants for a desert.
That's what I call divine providence of King Deshret.
It's getting brighter! Oh, it looks so beautiful!
Wait. What's that?
A load of flowers. And it looks like there's something among them.
These are King Deshret runes.
They left something behind. Yes. It's an elegy written in an ancient script.
What does it say?
Here lies our faithful priest Kasala. His wisdom is a miracle among the people, deserving of high praise and admiration.
You can read ancient King Deshret script?
Of course. Every student needs to master at least 20 languages before they graduate.
He's not serious, right?
There's still something off about this place. The elemental energy here is too concentrated. The scent of life. Is it trying to tell us something?
Is this it?
Analyzing.
There seems to be a hidden message among these skeletal remains. Excellent. There's a device from King Deshret's civilization in this gravesite. I'll transmit
Isn't sharing knowledge against the Academia's rules?
Yes. However, under the circumstances, I'd prefer you to see this for yourself. You'll understand after watching it.
Civilization is born of knowledge, but so too can knowledge be its demise. A disaster caught us unaware. It was knowledge that did not belong to this world. King Deshret brought this forbidden knowledge into our world, and it quickly spread like a plague. People's minds were filled with crazed whispers. Dark gray scales spread across their bodies. Even the land was stripped of its vigor. Only a desperate, deathly silence remained. Were it not for greater Lord Rukkhadevata from the forests, the damage would have been irreversible. She summoned the priests to build temples and infused into them the divine power of life. The disaster was miraculously tempered, and the embers of our civilization were preserved in Aru village. Alas, the miracle could not last. As long as forbidden knowledge continued to exist, it would forever blight this world. In the end, the proud king of the desert, my eternal lord, chose to sacrifice himself. I have spent my whole life since guarding one of these many temples. But now, my duty is coming to an end. As I close my eyes for the final time, the sight of that noble deity will appear in my vision once more. In helping King Deshret to eradicate forbidden knowledge, she exhausted her strength, and her form became that of a small child. How strange. Now that I think of her, I no longer have any fear of death, for I sense that the spirit of life will abide with me during my eternal sleep. Children of the desert, cling no longer to past grievances, but hold tight to the memory of this act of benevolence.
What was that?
The priest's memories.
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
But this doesn't make any...
Was that the former Dendro Archon?
You might be distrustful of the Akasha, but there's no reason for you to doubt King Deshret's technology. You've just witnessed his priests.
I've never heard about it. The surviving followers of King Deshret all gathered in Aru village. Our god did not make mistakes. We refuse to believe any of the rumors. King Deshret's death, the all but total annihilation of our civilization. It was all... We saw her as nothing more than a traitor. Who stabbed us in the back in our moment of crisis.
You were blinded by your prejudice.
How could I ever begin to accept this? The truth is so far from what I've always known. Am I really supposed to believe that after all these years, all this time seeking revenge,
Raman, that's enough. Give it a rest. You're starting to make a fool of yourself.
dear, my Eremites and I, what are we even fighting for?
Hey, how you...
I should probably go. Can't just stay here forever.
What's your next move gonna be?
Oh, I know what you're going to ask. I feel deeply ashamed of everything I've done. But please, give me...
It's not gonna...
Well, I guess that's for me to deal with.
When would be a good time for...
Tomorrow, I'll convince everyone that we're all on the same side. And I'll return every last one of your your village keepers. We'll share our other resources.
You seem to finally understand that our true enemy is the sages.
Yes. The gods never gave up on anyone. It's the people responsible for all this that need...
That must have been rough, but...
Raman's no fool. Being the leader of your own faction in the desert is It's too bad he was held back by his belief in King Deshret.
The outcome...
We should get going too. Let's head back, have a proper meal, and a nice... long sleep. We'll need all our energy. Sino, we're leaving!
Stop you.
Adventure time! Off we go! Adventure time!
Rahman,
Everything's been arranged.
I guess all I can...
Don't mention. But we...
Where are the perpetrators?
I'll bring you to them.
So these are the people who kidnapped the village keepers.
Oh no, it's the scribe!
There's no need to yell. No one.
We've been all over the desert trying.
That's right.
General Mahamatra? No, no! Make it quick, please!
Whoa. The moment.
You should have known that I would be.
Wait, we were just following orders.
No, not so.
I could.
Please have.
Start talking.
So, your superiors have kept you quite busy recently. Why?
They, wanted to extract.
Don't play dumb. They extract divine canned knowledge.
Well, you better start talking.
You don't want to make things any more difficult for yourself, do ya?
Be my guest.
Uh-huh. That sure didn't sound like a fancy metaphor or anything. You're serious, aren't you?
How did you know?
There's no use hiding it now. Yes, you're right. The Academia is working on an important and potentially world-changing project. They are creating a new god. A god that will belong to them and to the people of Sumeru. It may seem as if Sumeru's academics are thriving, but ever since the death of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, scholarly breakthroughs have been few and far between. The withering of Irminsul has been getting worse recently. The sages have tried everything they could think of, but nothing's worked. I'm always hearing them say things like, if only Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was still with us.
Continue.
And then, someone from the Fatui showed up. They called him the Doctor. He brought a gnosis and said he wanted to borrow the Academia's research facilities. The Doctor was previously expelled from the Academia. At first, the sages looked down at him in disdain. But when he said those words, everyone's expression changed. He asked them, do you wish to create a god?
This is what the arrogant ignorance at the extreme end of academia looks like.
First, the Academia spent a long time constructing a divine vessel, which was based on an exquisite humanoid puppet. After that, they harvested dreams via the Zeb-Zerus Festival Samsara, maximizing the Akasha with the Doctor's help, and the Akasha now functioning at maximum efficiency. They were able to use it to extract the power from the Gnosis and convert it into a divine core. Next, they decided that their new god needed to possess divine wisdom. For that to happen, they needed a huge quantity of divine...
It adds up.
But how do you determine whether the knowledge extracted is of divine origin?
Call it an educated guess? The Academia has been trying to figure out the exact source of the Scholar's madness for centuries. Nobody can explain the cause of this phenomenon. Sure, if it's knowledge no mortal can comprehend, then it must be something only gods are able to decipher. In other words, it's the source of the God of Wisdom's omniscience and...
You must have noticed by now. The Academia doesn't care about who their god is. It's the ability to exercise control over knowledge and wisdom that matter. It is as if they are cursed with a desire for omniscience and some organisms demonstrate phototaxis. And this is
Then what does Is she not a true...
From the beginning, when the Academia, they found that at the time, not to mention, slowly but surely...
So...
All right, let's... Rahman, give me...
Sure, as you wish.
Off we go! Adventure time!
The village keepers you've...
Hey! Say something! Stop spacing out!
Come on, is there...
Or...
Oh, Paimon!
Do you have any plans, Traveler?
Gods above, you're not talking about work, are you?
So
Even though we lived through all of this firsthand, it still feels super surreal to hear you talk about it again.
What a whirlwind of...
it seems like they're...
Still, now...
It's time to make a...
Indeed.
So, everyone...
Crush the sages and rescue our god. That is our ultimate goal.
Well, let's brainstorm a little more about what other resources we can draw on.
The next time we gather here, we must have a solid plan.
Yep, it'll work out for sure.
Oh, ow.
Where'd that come from?
Candace, we're here! Has everyone arrived?
Everyone is all...
Well, what are we waiting for?
Please. Wait a moment. Before attending...
What do you need?
Promise me that you...
What do you think?
Okay.
Off we go!
Everyone's here so early!
We already discussed things a bit.
Hey, where have you been?
Are you ready?
Very well.
Are you sure this is gonna work?
I gotta admit,
The point of discussion is to arrive.
You're finally done.
I have some others. Come on, don't give.
That's what I wanted to. Well, traveler, Paimon, judging from your expressions,
You can tell?
I'm not that good at scheming or strategy. To be honest, your deeds speak for themselves.
Candace,
I'm very glad I've said this. Only when you're safe can the plan be successful. You're welcome. Good luck.